And we're back again with another video, and today we're going to talk about the thousands of Hellcats that are on dealership lots right now, how I know this, and so many are on the way and still going to come regardless of the looming United Auto Workers strike. There's still going to be so many cars out there with the economic challenges that are taking place. But before I get started, please go check out my last two videos from Monterey Car Week. It was amazing. The 3 days I spent there with my daughter and my friends was amazing. We had so much fun, got to see so many amazing cars. Not sure I'm built for the snooty world at all. As a matter of fact, I know I'm not built for the snooty world, but I still love the cars and all the cool stuff we got to see, and got to get into the Koenigsegg house to see one of the most amazing cars I believe this generation will ever see, which is a 4-seater hypercar. So it doesn't matter what you're into. I'm not into that kind of stuff, Brad. I don't want to watch that video. That's okay. It's still a fun video of us getting into this house to go see this car and rub elbows with the richest of the rich, which, well, I'm not sure I'm into that. Really, I'm not into that anymore. But I love the cars. Nonetheless, you gotta appreciate the build, right? The amazing technology goes behind the stuff. And then the second video, we drove the cop car and just had fun with people on Cannery in Monterey, and it was hilarious. So you want to go watch a fun video, just gonna bring a smile to your face, go watch it. There's some of my subscribers that I ran into, a bunch of Mopar folks in that video as well, and just some cool stuff. So go check it out and help me get those views up, because either YouTube's not sending you those videos or you're silently protesting on any content that's not Mopar. So help a brother out. Go check out those videos, like and subscribe. Now let's jump into the swinger and talk about all these Hellcats and how you need to stay strong. And I know I've said this a million times, but you need to stay strong. Yes, paid sticker for this. Probably, if I waited a couple months, get it for even less. The market's changing, the world's changing. Let's talk about it. Let's jump right in. So first of all, so many of you have asked me, well, what do we do now how do we find the new cars now that Dodge Garage has taken down the horsepower locator? Unless you're looking for a Durango or something, the horsepower locator does not work. You go to it and there's nothing there that you can click on to go find your Hellcats and your Scat Packs in existing inventory. So before, it was created originally so that you can go find dealers with open allocations and order your car spec'd the way you wanted it. But it doesn't allow you to see the standing inventory. That would help us so much if we had a way to see the standing inventory, or even better, to see what cars are being built, in transit, or actually on the lot. If we could see those three cars, we can figure out those three categories. We could then figure out, okay, prices are going to soften, prices are not going to soften, because remember, in one of my previous videos, we talked about supply versus demand and how supply dramatically affects the prices. If there's an oversupply compared to demand, then prices are going to go down, and vice versa. If the demand's higher than the supply, prices will go up. And what the dealers have done in this last few years is they have created a situation where they capitalized on the low supply and the high demand and raised prices accordingly, and so many have gone out there and paid enormous markups. We've talked about this many times. And while I disagree with it, I hate it. I hate that people are buried in their cars right now. I hate that people have payments they can't afford. I hate this economy is sliding and they're sitting on $2,000 car payments on Hellcats. I hate all that stuff. The reality of it is supply and demand dictated that market. Did not like it, do not agree with it, and not supporting it. But market forces are what they are. Where things got really wonky this last year or so, maybe a little bit less, but for sure this year, is while supply started to come back, they continued to play the same game, meaning they continued to allegedly withhold inventory from the market, play this is one of the few last ones you're ever going to see game. This one is so ultra rare, you're not going to find one for this price, $25,000 over. These are the last year ever. They're going to go up in value and appreciate like real estate or better than real estate. They used all that stuff to create FOMO, fear of missing out, amongst so many of us that we felt like if we didn't get the car, that we would die. We would never get one. And what has happened from the day they opened orders out in 2022, I think it was November or so, everybody lost their ever-loving minds and committed to markups. The thing is supply kicked in, supply went up, and demand started to wane because of the economic circumstances that exist in the current planet right now, for sure in the United States, with incredibly high interest rates, banks tightening lending criteria, turning down loans they would have otherwise approved, cars, meaning trade-ins that you're bringing back to trade in for the car thinking you would be good, now suddenly are $10,000 underwater, where maybe a year ago you could have gotten that dollar amount for that car and you thought you'd be okay by the time your order showed up, and that didn't happen. You've got people who committed to $25,000 markups, and now they're watching videos like mine and they're finding out that people all around them are buying these cars for sticker, and in some cases I'm finding some below sticker, and that has got to be the worst feeling. If you've ordered a car exactly the way you want it, you committed to a $25,000 markup, the thing shows up, and now the dealer's like, we want the 25 grand, and you're like, I can't. Rates have tripled since last year this same time. How am I going to spend $1,900 a month on the same car that was going to be $1,000 or $1,200 a month that I budgeted for? That's ridiculous. Now I got to come out with all this cash because the bank says they won't loan me that money on this car because the prices are so inflated, and they want a bigger down payment than what I would have gotten away with before. So that's a big problem. All those factors are pushing inventory up, which allow us to be a little bit tougher on what we're willing to pay for these cars. So I will tell you right now, here's what you do. You just go to DodgeGarage.com, you're not going to find anything. But if you click on the horsepower locator, there's a link that says go to Dodge.com if you want to see the dealer's inventory. Or just go to Dodge.com, click on build and price, go to Challenger or Charger, whatever you want, and then you're going to get the manufacturer's list of where all these cars are going to or have gone. Of thousands of Hellcats, Scat packs are showing up to the dealerships now, and people are backing out on them. People are not willing to pay the price, and they're sitting a lot longer. Just look, I have so many of you that message me and tell me, but Brad, I went into this dealership and I offered them sticker and they said no, so now what do I do? And you know what my response is? Wait. And then they want me to give them some flowery long explanation and strategies, which I've already given in the videos, but my answer is to wait. And then they write back, but what if I don't get one? I really feel like I'm going to miss out. Then go pay the markup. Honestly, it's your money. You can do with it as you please. I don't care if you go earn that money, work really, really hard, and you go burn it in your fireplace. It's your money. You could do anything you want to do with that money. I personally refuse to pay a markup. So here's the deal. Listen to me, trust me, and wait. Wait until you find that car. But if you go to Dodge.com and do a search for the cars you're looking for, and then just start calling through the dealerships, you click on it, go to dealer site, you'll see the car there. Oftentimes you'll see the markup, or when you call them, they'll tell you what the markup is and have conversations with them. Now, if you can go to the dealerships, you should go to the dealerships and then show them you have the money, you're ready, willing, and able to buy the car that day. And today money is always more powerful than I'm thinking about buying, maybe I can come in next week, would you do sticker, how about this? I'll come down and buy if you're going to do the phone thing, I will come down and purchase the car today. I can be there in an hour, or I can be there tomorrow at 9 a.m., whatever it is, and I will purchase that car. I'll give you my phone number and a deposit over the phone if you want. If you hold that car and sell it to me at sticker, otherwise, or less, otherwise, you're not doing it. And keep calling down. Offer to give them your phone number and say, how about this? The second you guys change your mind and want to move a car, would you just give me a call? Because I'm in the market. And all you just got to know, in your pocket is a sale, meaning my name and phone number is an immediate sale on the particular car I called on, meaning if you decide you're in a sales meeting and your general manager says, we need to move some cars, even if you have to come off the markups, move these cars, I'll let you guys have this weekend, no markups, if you can get these things moved. They've been here for 100 days, 90 days, 60 days, 80 days, whatever it is. That salesperson needs to know, you call me, as long as I haven't bought something else, I will boogie my rear end down to your dealership and we will do this deal in record time. And then hang up. Move to the next one. Move to the next one. Be polite. Don't be cocky. Don't be rude. Be the dream customer that these people are waiting for. The nice, fun, easygoing guy or gal that says, look, man, I get it. You guys want to make money. If you can get that money, get your money. But if you can't, I'm your guy. I'm your huckleberry.
I'm your huckleberry. That's just my game.
I'm willing to show up with my checkbook in hand, my loan done, and close that deal. If you want to do the financing, I'll let you do the financing as long as the rate is better than the current rate that I got from my credit union or bank. So let's go. You ready to do this? Yeah, absolutely. I don't want any add-ons. I don't want any crap. I don't want any SillaJet. Don't want any door edge cards. All right, cool. So remember, Dodge.com, put in which on the lot. What I was shocked about is that very many, if not most of them, are on the lots right now and not sold. And the only reason these cars are not sold is because of the markup. There's about 100% chance every one of these cars would sell if they were back to negotiating prices closer to MSRP or at or below MSRP. At the very least, I will suggest that maybe I'm wrong. Maybe even at MSRP, they wouldn't all sell. But most of them would probably start moving because they have a window where we all feel like we're getting a really good deal at MSRP despite the markup, whereas 4 years ago at MSRP, we would feel like we're getting screwed. So they should be taking advantage of the fact that we feel like we're getting a good deal at MSRP because that is going to go away as these cars show up. And by the way, that's just right now what's in the hopper coming. As long as they keep building despite the United Auto Workers threats of a strike, which I haven't looked up and got an update, 1,000 cars. So that's crazy. But I get it. Not all of you believe me, and you're still convinced that I'm full of it and that you're going to miss out on a 2024 car. You're not going to get one, and my advice is hogwash, and you guys need to go out and run and pay that crazy markup. And I'm telling you, every time I get one of those messages, and I mean this lovingly, I mean this like as sympathetic and empathetic as I possibly can, I worry about you shaving with a sharp instrument. Don't shave because you might accidentally take yourself out. Because if you can't understand what I'm saying to the point that you can't get control of your own self and say, I am not, just say it to yourself, I am not going to pay that money, I'm going to follow what this guy says, then I can't help you. And you can't, you can write me messages and complain and whine that, but they want 5,000 over, is that okay? I'm going to tell you no. It doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you no, it's not okay. Now, if you come to me and tell me you got a Demon 170 at 5,000 over, okay, I'm going to tell you to do the deal because everybody else is paying 100,000 over. But right now, no. I now, yes, Hellcat red-eye jailbreaks, the hardest ones to find and the most expensive. There's still very, very many sitting there with huge markups. All you need to do is find the dealer that needs to just move a car at this point. Get that thing moved because they just raised interest rates again, which will directly impact the ability to qualify for loans for many borrowers and the ability to pay that giant payment and get a loan that they're going to be happy with, which means there are going to be more and more people backing out on these cars. So I get these messages constantly. I'm going to share some of them with you right now because I'm doing this because I'm kind of addicted to helping you all save money and keeping you committed to this focus on not spending that money, because these messages fuel me to keep doing these videos to reach more and more people. So I got this message the other day, just got a last call at sticker following your advice. Thanks, dude. He writes, It's funny, after we got our last call cars and MSRP, I'm seeing ads all over the place for last calls at sticker. Dealers aren't able to sell at markups anymore and are struggling to move these cars. I've always said from day one, OC Motivator knows what he's talking about. Well, thank you very much, Brandon. I love you for saying that, and I'm glad you're able to save that money too. This guy gets a very hard to find Shakedown Challenger, which had a $10,000 markup, and he writes to me, I ordered this car last November when they told me there was going to be a $10,000 markup. After I found your channel, started watching your videos, I pulled my deposit off the car before it got delivered to the dealer. The car came in back almost 4 months ago, and then asked if I was still interested with the $10,000 markup. Told them I wasn't interested. Watching it on their website for a few months, I slowly saw the dealer markup decreasing. I called them again last weekend and made them an offer on it, $2,000 under sticker, and they took it. The cool thing is that when I showed up to the dealership and saw the window sticker, it still shows my name on it. The vehicle was being built especially for, I'm just going to say Matthew. So the car Matthew committed to at $10,000 over shows up. He plays hardball with them. He gets it for $2,000 under. Great job, buddy. He says, thanks for the advice in your videos. Keep up the amazing content, and maybe the Shakedown will make it down Orange County and run with my swinger someday. I hope so, dude. Next, this gentleman, I'm just going to say Grayson, writes me and says, he says, still talked to the dealership. They seem really sketchy, but got me to show up in person to see it, and then bumped the price from $68,000 to $71,000 and tried to tell me I could only be approved at 14% interest rate. They also hit me with the classic, you won't find another one like this, and tried to pressure me into making a horrible decision. Left feeling discouraged about the situation. My dad told me to keep looking. One showed up at my local dealership yesterday. It was an 18 wide body in black, which is what I really wanted, and we negotiated it down to $64,000 at 8% interest. Long story short, FOMO almost got the best of me, but I stayed strong, got a better car for a lot better deal. Thanks for your vids. They really do help people. You can go buy a used one, folks, and get a great deal on a car, and no one knows the difference. Everything about them is exactly the same. And if you want to pay me $10,000 for my last call badge, come and pick it up at my house. You can stick it in your car if that means that much to you. Next, this guy writes, he comments, I offered MSRP on a Challenger and the dealership dropped to $5,000 over sticker. I said no thanks and I left. Well, guess what? 2 weeks later, the salesman called me and said they would accept sticker price. In the meantime, I ended up buying a used one. The salesman screwed himself by not accepting sticker, and I got a sweet deal. Again, what I told you all, they're going to start going for under sticker, depending on the car. Maybe not a red eye, maybe just a regular Hellcat wide body, or maybe Scat Packs, but they're going to start going, and it's going to trickle all the way up to every single model. Next. This guy writes, well, it isn't quite as generous as I thought. They had the car listed for nearly $69,000 with markup. So in the end, after discounts, they're offering a Scat Pack Swinger in Sublime for $63,000, so nearly $3,000 off MSRP. Well, he just showed me the invoice price of $63,711. So they're offering it, if they don't play any funny games and funny business, is $711 below invoice. I just wrote, that's incredible. What a great price. This guy, Garth, I got to tell you, I had agreed to a $5,000 markup up 4 months ago when I ordered the regular Hellcat. Thanks to your advice, I just got the markup taken out of the deal. Please keep up the channel and especially the financial info. I owe you lunch. I will take you up on it. You say when, buddy. Let's get together, Garth. I'm so happy you got that car without paying. Imagine that, $5,000 he gets to spend any way he wants, other than handing it to this dealership because he played the game properly. How about this one? Just closed a deal on the wide body Super B, plum crazy Super B, like the most sought after special edition out there. The 1320 Charger, like what a dream that car would be. Like people would pay lots over. They are paying lots over that. He says, just close the deal at MSRP minus $1,500 in rebates. These are just a few of them, folks. I've got a lot more. I just don't get to save them all. I would say I've got 10 more in the last, let's say, week and a half since I left for Monterey and came back, of people getting these cars. So I hope you're listening. I hope you're paying attention. I hope you're standing strong. Thousands and thousands of these cars will be hitting dealership lots. Salespeople, general managers, and car dealerships are going to need to start moving money. They're going to need to start moving this metal for cash and getting that cash into the coffers. Otherwise, for every person that takes their deposit back because they cancel because they're not going to pay a markup, that's cash money right out of the coffers of that dealership that they've been using as working capital most likely, and that they've got to now use other money. And if they're not selling enough cars, they're certainly not selling any Hornets, then they need to sell some cars. So you catch them at the right time. Catch them at the right time during the week. Catch them at the end of the month. Catch them when they're having sales contests. Catch them on a Sunday midday when they need to wrap the weekend and it's the end of the month and they've got contests going on, and get these cars done for MSRP or less. Stay firm and follow my advice and wait. More of these cars are coming. And if you write in the comment section, but Brad, the United Auto Workers Union's gonna not be able to make as many cars and people aren't gonna get their cars and these things are gonna go back up in value, I will tell you, I'm not buying it. I'm holding firm only because rates are so high. You buy a $100,000 Hellcat Red Eye, and even if you put down $20,000, you're paying $1,500 to $1,600 a month. Now remember, it's going to be worse than that because you're going to be paying $105,000 with the markup, and then you put $20,000 down. You've got tax and license. You're still looking at an $1,800, $1,900 car payment. I don't know about you all, but in this economy, that seems like the dumbest thing in the world, considering you ain't taking that thing to the racetrack. All you are driving it to the grocery store to get eggs and milk and going to the local car meets and maybe going, doing a street. I'm just kidding. You're not doing a street ticket. But you're going to a car meet or a cruise here and there and hanging out with guys with the hood popped and flexing. You don't need that bad. Go buy yourself a Scat Pack. You'll be just as happy. So with that, everybody, please like, subscribe, comment, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.